You know, people see doctors and they think that we've made it. The title alone comes with a lot of admiration, respect, prestige. But what they don't see is what medicine really does to your soul. How you could be taken as a hero in public, but feel like an absolute failure in private. And in this video, that is what we're going to be discussing about. Hi, I'm McQueen, and welcome to my space where I share my journey through medicine, love, life, and everything in between, with the hope that you can find a little piece of yourself here too. If this is your first time here, I would love for you to subscribe and join the family. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. It means the world to me. There's something that shifts in the room when you say that you're a doctor. Suddenly, everybody pauses. There's this look of admiration, surprise, and sometimes just plain disbelief on people's faces. Mostly when you don't fit the doctor image that people have in their heads. They ask questions like, are you really a doctor? Aren't you too young to be a doctor? I've never seen a doctor with so much jewelry. It's always doctor this, doctor that, and I can't lie, sometimes it feels really nice. But over time, I started to somehow wait for this reaction, this validation, and I hated myself for it. Because I honestly promised myself that I will never be that person. I will never be that doctor. Because the truth is that if I attach so much of my worth to being a doctor, or even if I feel like the major reason that I'm a person of value is because I am a doctor, what then happens when medicine tells me that I'm not enough, or it just plainly fails me? That's why I could never afford to give it that kind of power, and I'll tell you the full reason in this video. So here's the ugly part of being a doctor. Outside, you're heavily celebrated. People praise you. But within the four walls of the hospital, there's a lot of shame and humiliation in medicine. You're humiliated for the slightest reasons, especially in a place like Nigeria. Correction rarely comes with kindness. It comes with insults. And those insults don't just sting, they stick. When I was doing my clinical rotations in Nigeria, I was rotating in neurology unit at that time. I was in my 4th year, and the consultant asked me a question that fateful day. She asked me what comes to mind when I hear headache, photophobia, and blurry vision. And the correct answer should have been meningitis. But honestly, at that time, I did not know the answer. I just didn't. So I panicked, and when I panicked, I confused photophobia with hydrophobia, and somehow I came up with rabies. And then I told her, I'm not sure, ma'am, but maybe it's rabies. Ha! God, that was such a big mistake. This woman tore me apart. She insulted me so badly. Like, she insulted me, God. She insulted me so badly. She insulted where I studied. She insulted who I am. She just insulted me really badly. And at that time, I was a 3rd year medical student. The amount of shame I felt, oh my God. I was bawling my eyes out right there in her office. And the more I cried, the more she insulted me. I felt horrible. I felt stupid. I felt like I did not belong there. And that moment stuck with me for a very long time. If you've gotten to this point in the video, kindly leave a comment in the comment section, any comment at all. And please like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't. It goes a long way for me. The interesting part is that a lot of us left high school as the brilliant ones, and then we came into med school. And in medical school, everybody is brilliant, and that changes the game a lot. Medical school isn't like high school. In medical school, the information is endless, the exams are more demanding, and memorizing alone just isn't enough. You may start struggling in the first few years, failing exams that you never thought you would fail, and suddenly you start wondering if you are really as smart as you thought you were. And then comes the first. There are so many major firsts in medicine. The first time you set an IV line, the first time you manage a patient alone, the first time you assist in a surgery, the first time you have to break bad news to a patient. So many firsts, and you're expected to know exactly what you're doing. And if anything goes wrong, you're not corrected with kindness a lot of times. You're actually shamed, subtly or loudly. And in that moment, you don't just feel like you've made a mistake, you feel stupid, like you don't belong there. Going through all that, it's very easy to start feeling like an imposter. And that imposter syndrome doesn't just leave you after med school. It follows you into every ward, every department, every unfamiliar case, every consultant's question, every new procedure. You keep thinking everyone else has it figured out, and you are the only one that is just pretending. what makes it worse is that nobody really talks about how they actually feel. Senior doctors hardly tell you about how they felt the first time they had to do a surgery on their own, or how they felt the first time they lost a patient, or how anxious they were during their first emergency call. They don't talk about this. Nobody talks about this. And the silence is so loud. It makes you constantly live in your head, and everything feels even heavier. Outside, you're seen as this prestigious doctor. Everyone is calling you my doctor, my doctor. But inside, you could be honestly falling completely apart. But the truth is, nobody has it all figured out. Medicine is a lot of learning on the job. Some people may appear smarter or more confident, but it doesn't necessarily mean they are. I mean, they may be confident, but it doesn't mean they know more than you. They just are more confident. And confidence doesn't necessarily mean they know more or they are more experienced. It means that they understand where they are and they know that they are going to learn, and that is enough for them. Somebody once told me that from the first day that they saw me in the hospital, I looked like I had everything figured out. And it's so ironical because I definitely, obviously did not. But going through clinical rotations in Nigeria, I had told myself that when I get into the hospital, no matter what, I'll put my head high and look everybody in their eye because nobody has two heads. I told myself this and I believed it. No consultant is better than me. They're obviously more experienced, they're obviously older, but that doesn't mean they're better. And even if they say mean things to me, I would not cry. I'll put my head high and look up at them because they may be better in medicine. But there are so many areas in life that I know that I probably am better than them. For instance, content creation. I mean, I'm not so good at content creation, but how many consultants do you think can create content? And that is actually also a very useful skill. Or investing or business. I have experience in these things as well. So because they have more experience in medicine, they are better doctors, doesn't mean that they are better than me and doesn't give them the right to make me feel small. I told myself this constantly and I actually believed it, and that's why I probably appeared more confident to people, even if I definitely did not know what I was doing at all at the beginning. For me, I had to learn to separate what I do from who I am, because my worth cannot be brought down just because of one question I did not know the answer to. That one question does not define me. This profession does not define me. I know that I am a good doctor. I know I show up for my patients. I know I am a safe doctor. I learn what I have to. I do what I have to. Nobody has the right to make me feel small because of any reason. And I really, really hope that is the case for you too. I hope you adopt this mentality because the shame culture in medicine, mostly medicine in Nigeria, may not leave completely anytime soon. Some doctors are just bullies. When I was doing house job, there was this consultant that it felt like it was his mission to break you. And yes, I know I said I was not going to cry, but that man made me cry. But I know that some people are just bitter. That's who they are. Just do what you have to do and move on. Don't take things to heart and don't let this profession define you. Yes, I am a doctor, but that's not all of who I am. I am a woman first, a human being first, and medicine is just what I do. It will never be all that I am. If you're a doctor, a nurse, a physiotherapist, or any profession at all in healthcare, and you've ever felt like you were not enough, let me tell you today that you absolutely are. You were enough before you wore the white coat. You're still enough even if you're lost inside it, and you will still be enough even after it. If this video resonated with you in any way, please share your stories in the comment section. Let's all stop pretending and maybe we can start healing. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye.